Welcome. Welcome, community. Let me see what's going on here. Welcome, everybody on Instagram. Welcome, Facebook family. I'll just wait for a few more moments. Hey, Caroline. Welcome, gorgeous lady. I'll just wait a few more seconds before I start talking. Hopefully everyone's having a beautiful evening wherever you are in the world. Welcome, everybody. All right, beautiful. I will begin. So, beloved soul family, thanks for the beautiful hearts. This is my last live doing it this way. Welcome, Wonder Wolf. This is the last live that I do this way. The reason for that is it's two reasons. The animal stuff is always in my blood. It's what I've been doing since I was a kid, and that will still continue. So that won't stop. However, I've felt such a calling over the last few years, but it's now urgent for me to continue the work with the women. And it's just, I feel it more as a burning need than something that I can park. And so I'm now working with women in obviously I'll be doing, women's circles, but it's beyond that. I'm working and mentoring women in a much more sacred way than I've ever done before. And that's where I need to be putting my energy. So that's why I can't be doing these lives in this way, but I'm certainly still here for sessions. So if you want to work with me, definitely reach out. I just won't be on here every Tuesday, which is sad because I love doing these, but it's just about redirecting my energy. So without further ado, let's pick two lovely souls for tonight. I will pick someone on Facebook and someone on Instagram. I'll start with you, Facebook. It's so weird, but make sure you put comments because I'm seeing all these people here, but I can't actually see. Welcome. Okay, that makes more sense. It was weird signal going on there. All right. Caroline Meehan, we've connected before, and it feels right. Feels right to read for you, beloved sister. So I'll do that for you right now. Just bear with me. Okay, awesome. I love it when this animal comes through. So it is actually a serpent. It's a snake. And again, it is a python. I don't know if you've seen my previous lives, but when the pythons come in, I love them. Some people are really uncomfortable with having a snake as a power animal, but it is certainly an asset. That's for sure. So this is not a venomous snake by any means. However, this female's got a presence, and she says she's been with you since the age of 5, my love. So the way it works with specifically the protection animal, because that's who she is, the protection animal, based on the journeys that I've had with clients over the last 10 years, whatever it is, your spirit animal moves to the background and a power animal comes to take its place, and it's usually an animal for protection. And that's usually based on a situation that we've had to go through, either we've had to adapt. That's when we often start school, conversation with an adult, a sibling, or, a trauma, for whatever reason we've had to adapt. And a power animal's had to come in the place of the spirit animal, which is us. The spirit animal is you, okay? This animal is not your spirit animal, okay, Caroline? This animal is a power animal. To know the spirit animal is a much more deeper process, and I do that in one-on-one sessions. And there's many ways to do that, but I don't do that on these lives. It's just the power animal. So this power animal's been with you, like I said, since the age of 5. And absolutely, she's been there protecting you. Now, because it's been an unconscious relationship, you've not been able to give her the energy that, it would have been different if you'd been conscious of her, but that can now change, right? But she's been there trying to protect you nonetheless. So if you might connect dots, or you may have, you might be able to recall some certain incidents when I share how she's been trying to protect you, okay? So I'm just waiting for her to show me. Okay, great. So she actually wraps. Normally what I find with a lot of these snakes is they wrap around a certain part of the body, and that is the weakest spot energetically. So for you, strangely enough, it's actually your upper. I'm going to say it's around your heart, okay? Because what I'm being shown is I'm actually being shown like she's completely wrapped around your chest. Normally I see them wrapped around the lower chakras. That's not what she's showing me. She's actually showing me that she's wrapped around your chest with her head. I don't know if you can see it. It's on my boob, but it's my left boob, when, the heart really, but that's where her head is. Now, she's picking that spot because that is your weakest spot. Some say it's because of astrology, some say it's meridians, whatever it is, that is a spot that she's choosing to protect you, because that would be where you're most vulnerable. So what I invite you to do to access the protection in a whole new way now is you just see her there, yeah? Let me just see what python she is. She says she's an olive python, so she doesn't have massive patterns. They're like this olive green. It's like it's olive in color, but I'm not getting like vivid patterns. I suggest you look up so you can get the visuals. But nonetheless, she's wrapped, it's no coincidence she's green. But anyway, she's wrapped around your heart with her head sticking out from here. Now, in order to access the protection, that's all you need to do is see her there, yeah? And the more that you spend time doing that, the stronger the signal gets and the stronger the level of protection she can share with you. And if you've seen any of my previous lives where I share examples of how instant this happens, the universe meets you where you're at. So if you access this level of protection, the universe can feel that, because your field would change in that moment. Okay, is this something that continues with you ignoring it? You need to work on it, yeah? So you need to share that energy so she can share that power, and it's a stronger and stronger relationship the more you do this. And so, yes, there will come a time where this becomes unconscious and you don't need to do that, and she'll just be there, and you'll just know she'll be there, and it's like a thought, and that's it. But for the moment, you need to invest some time and see how the universe meets you there, right? I always invite people, when you connect in with your protection animal, I'm not saying go and get into a dangerous situation, okay? That's not what I'm saying. But go and, have those challenging conversations, or go into places where you normally would feel somewhat uncomfortable. If you don't like crowds, don't like a lot of people, man, it's a great opportunity to, work with your protection animal and see the difference, because you will feel a difference. It may be subtle to begin with. It's different for each person, but man, you feel a difference. And that's how the universe can then meet you, because you will get that validation somehow. You got to do that. You got to put in the work. I'm just going to see if she's got anything else to say. Okay. She said she's also going to support you. I know this might sound cheesy, but she's also going to support you in, there's a layer of protection, funnily enough, that you've actually put around your heart. So you do have some strong boundaries around your heart. The irony is, although she's a protection animal, by you trusting in that level of protection, it actually allows you to open your heart. Yeah, even though it's like I'm going to say juxtaposition, because you don't need to protect your heart as such. It's about protecting yourself so that you can feel, safer and more confident in who you are. So then you can have an open heart and be more vulnerable. Yeah. She's going to support you in that. And what I invite you to do is, before you go to sleep, spend some time with her, like really get to know her. Sometimes I get names. Usually I don't, because it's something that they want to do with the person. But I invite you to do that. All right, sweetheart, connecting with this snake, see what else she's got to say to you. If telepathy comes, great. If it doesn't, also fine. It could just be the visuals. For everybody, it's different. We all have the ability to be telepathic. We all have that ability to work with our intuition and receive the messages. But it's like a dormant muscle if we haven't been practicing with it. But we all have that ability, okay? So enjoy, my love, and reach out if you've got any questions. And yeah, it's just the beginning of not the beginning, because you've been together since the age of 5, but it's the beginning of a stronger relationship, and you can take this all the way. You can take this all the way. And those that have had sessions with me know I give you many, many tricks and tools on how you can work with these protection animals, because it's not limited to just on your body. There's so many ways you can do that. So reach out to me if you want to explore this further, beloved sister. Thank you. Oh, you were thinking of snakes today? I freaking love it. I freaking love it. You'll get validations, my love. And pay attention to how you do see them, on social media. You'll be walking somewhere and you see someone with a tattoo, or watch how this snake will start to communicate to you in ways that you cannot explain. It's not right. There's a physical snake in front of me. That can happen too. But they blow our minds when we start to pay attention to the subtleties around, because you'll start to notice pythons everywhere. And what that means is it's your snake saying, hey, just letting you know, I got your back. Or put protection on, my love. Like you've got to start to get to know what these feelings are in your body, but you now have you now have access to that. And so it's up to you how far you want to take it. All right. So I hope that's helped you, beautiful lady. Welcome everybody else. Let me see who else I can do a reading 4. Let me see. Oh, thank you. Oh my God, I love these comments. I will come to comments in a minute. I just want to do these readings. Oh, thank you. Oh my God, I love these comments. You guys are awesome. Oh, Wonder Wolf. Wonder Wolf, is this you up north in Queensland? Is that the same wolf I'm thinking of? Okay, let me see who is jumping out. Do you know what? Catriona, because you actually jumped out before, and I think it was a week ago, and I couldn't get to you because there were just too many jumping out. I've got to honor that because this is the last time I'll do it. So let me read for you, my love. Catriona, just bear with me. Okay, got a few animals, so just hold. It's funny when they do this. I have this own inner giggle because for me it's like watching a whole, a play. I see a hoof, I see a wing. Sometimes they'll go in and out. It's because it's like they're waiting for their perfect moment, but they also know that I'll share that with you so you can know that you have a zoo. Everybody has a zoo, but it's just still funny when they show it like that. So just bear with me because I'm waiting for one to actually step forward. Okay, brilliant. It is actually a male kangaroo. We've had male kangaroo on here before. This male kangaroo, let's see what he has to say. He's a big boy. He's a big boy. He's a big red. Okay, big red male kangaroo. Let me see what he has to say. 6 years old. Okay, brilliant. So he says he's been with you since the age of 6. He's the same for you. Like I was talking about the snake for the last lady, he's your protection animal. So at the age of 6, my love, something happened. It doesn't have to be anything bad, but something happened where you had to adapt. And so your spirit animal moved to the background, whoever that animal is, and this beloved male kangaroo came to step in his or her place, and he's had your back ever since. Now, what he's showing me is he literally stands behind you. And I know this is a weird visual, but this is how you access his protection, is you literally imagine, okay? Imagine is I Magi, which is actually I am a wise man, right? You're actually connecting in with what's real. He's standing behind you, and he's freaking taller than you, okay? So he stands behind you straight, and I don't know how tall you are, but what I'm being shown is he literally reaches the top of your head, okay? So all you need to do to access this protection is feel him there, connect with him there, yeah? Spend time getting to know him. It's not limited just to that. That's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. It is not limited to just this one form of the relationship, and that's it. It is just the beginning of getting to know each other in a whole new way, and how they then want to work with you is personal. Yeah, I can certainly guide you, but there's so much more to these relationships to just, right, I'm going to be one thing for you and that's it. These relationships are sacred. They have so many layers to them, and they just want to see people empowered and for humans to get the depth of what's possible with these incredible animals. So sorry, I digress, but this incredible kangaroo standing behind you, man, he's freaking strong, okay? I'm going to say he's got this chest, like the visuals is almost like a King Kong, but it's more that he's just got this strength. And when you connect in with him, okay, I want you to feel him. I want you to feel like someone is literally standing behind you because he's got your back, okay? And what that means is that would have been your, quote unquote, your weakest energetic spot. What I'm being shown is it's your spine, okay? And he stands there protecting your spinal cord. He's protecting your whole field, but it's your spinal cord, which is your weakest energetic spot, if you will. Okay, I'm going to see if he's got anything else to say. I mean, it's kind of the typical pose, right? But you know what? I reckon they do this for a reason. You know how they've got this image of them ready to box? He goes, just see me doing that. Just see me doing that, standing behind you. And it's like you'll just tap into that level of strength. And not just that, right? This kangaroo, no bullshit. Yeah, what I'm getting from this animal is you don't fuck with him. I'm not saying you would fuck with any snake, right? This is just a word. Like these are his words. So I don't know if you needed to hear it like this, but this is an energy that if people knew what you have access to, they wouldn't bother you. Put it that way. So it's about you accessing this level of protection and strength and knowing that you have this. Yeah, you have this because he's sharing it with you. That's what these beautiful power animals want to do. And that's what they've signed up for with us in these individual experiences, is to share that level of power with us so that we can feel strength. A man, he's sharing strength so that we can feel protected. That's what he's sharing, is protection. But also there's a strength in knowing who you are with him freaking behind your back, and that nothing can touch you when you connect in with him. And, you know, like when I do these sessions with people, I give examples of how you can engage with others and check in with your animals so that you can, you know, have those difficult conversations, or you can, you know, tell people what they need to hear and just stand strong in your field, stand strong in your stance, so that no matter what response you get, even though normally it may rock you off your center, you're connecting in with these power animals, it doesn't affect you. Yeah, normally it would. I'd like to say water off a duck's back. It's as simple as that. But you've got to spend time getting to know what this feels like. I can't tell you what it does. You've got to experience it, but there's got to be a level of trust as well. You know, this sacred relationship that we have with animals is nothing new. Most Indigenous cultures have been doing this forever. It's just us in the Western world that it's been very dormant, because you're obviously not taught this at school, and you have to go and either experience it yourself, or, you know, you go to all sorts of different, you know, you can go to shamanic workshops, spend time with Indigenous cultures, whatever it is for you. But we all have access to the same tools and abilities. Yeah, no one is more special than anyone else, but you've also got to trust in it. If you don't trust in the level of power that these animals have to share, it's like a weak signal. Yeah, it's like a weak signal. You don't trust in it, you don't believe in it, it's not going to work. They're going to try their best. And if anything, it's like you break the integrity of the relationship. You don't want to believe that they're real. I'm not saying you, but this is just, you know, I'm being firm because it's my last live with you guys, right? You don't believe in what's possible, they're not going to share with you what's possible. I personally, and many of the women that, well, many of women, men, but many of the people that have worked with me, they know what's possible because they've accessed it. You've got to access it to truly believe it sometimes. And if that's what it takes, man, practice. Go and have those challenging experiences. I'll give you some of the experiences I've had where I deliberately put myself in, I'm not going to say tricky, that's not the word, but I put myself in situations where I knew I'd get challenged, okay? I'll give you an example. When I lived in Mexico and I traveled in Peru, I'd go to many sacred sites. It was a calling, it was part of my work, and I loved it. However, you go to many sacred sites around the world, you'll have polar energies present, okay? Whoever thinks that it's all about love and light, you're delusional, okay? There's many possibilities to get yourself into energetic trouble, because wherever you've got light, you've also got dark. And so I'd have animals that I'd work with that would stop me from going left, making sure I'd go right. There would be certain animals that I'd work with that would not only help me feel centered and protected, so that when I face the dark in many ways, many ways, which is why I don't give a fuck about them and I can work with them. But that comes from a level of practice. The reason I say that is because it came to working with these protection animals where I really had a taste of the games that they play. And when I'd work with my animals and I'd see the response, it's like you cannot buy that stuff. You cannot go and read it in a book. You have to go and experience it. Am I telling you to go and get yourself into dark situations? No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm inviting you to do is, if you do feel uncomfortable, your body's going to tell you when something's not right. Your body's going to tell you whether there's an energy that's not in alignment with you, meaning it isn't the light that you want to be playing with. Not saying you should have fear. It's about being empowered and aware of the energies that are around us. You'd be delusional to think that everything is love and light, right? So if your body's giving you an indication that maybe someone in the room is not, let's say, in alignment with you and you know, it doesn't feel good to be around, trust that. Yeah, trust that. Is that person demonic? That's not what I'm saying. But there might be something there that is not necessarily of, we'll say, light. Okay, let's just be blunt. There might be something there that is unseen, and you don't need to explore that. But what I invite you to do is work with these protection animals in the way that I've explained in these lives. If you've got these animals, most of you have them, okay? Most of you have them. You've obviously just got to find who some of these animals are. But for those of you who knows who your animals are, work with them in times where you do have these awarenesses of the energies at play. Check in with your protection animal and watch how not only do you then feel centered in this relationship with whatever energy is there, but watch how those other energies respond. That's where it gets fucking insane. That's where it's freaking awesome. You know, That's where you just know that you could go into any situation and the animals will fucking have your back. And that's what's needed in this time in our lives, especially with the fucking circus that's out there, guys. We weren't here or designed to be doing this alone. You've got a team of animals and guides and there's so many different support, I'm going to say energies out there, but I'm going to speak on behalf of the animals. You've all got animals that have your freaking back. You've all got animals that are there wanting to support you so that you don't have to feel fucking challenged in the way that we have until now. The circumstances out there in the wider world, they're going to be there for a while. It's how we navigate within this climate. Are you going to, continue to sit in victim? I'm not saying you are, but I'm just going to say it like this. Are you going to continue to think, oh my God, poor me, this is a fucked up world, everything's gone to shit? Or you're going to say, you know what, I know I've got access to these incredible animals. I know I've got access to incredible tools. I'm going to fucking take a stand. I'm going to stand in my power now. I'm not going to be a victim anymore. And I'm going to do what I've come here to do. And guess what you've come here to do, people? You've come here to be the bridge for the next generation. You've come here to heal your shit so that the next 7 generations don't have to deal with what we've come in with. And it's calling on each of us to do our work. And so when you get yourself into those situations where you've got colorful people or colorful energies around, it's requiring you to step into something that you haven't necessarily done before. It's requiring you to look at the tools you got in your toolkit to do something different, because those colorful characters, those colorful energies will continue to test you. They'll continue to get, I'm going to say, more and more uncomfortable, whatever this is for you, so that you can do something that for once and for all makes a statement so that those energies can stop, so that you can stand in your power and create from a powerful place, so that we can create the reality we've come here to create. But it's requiring for each of us to do our work. I hope I'm not being too tough on you all, but, I thought I'd come up with guns blazing. All right, so let me just go through any comments. I'm here to answer questions, guys. I'm not disappearing. I'm just not going to be doing these lives because I have to focus my energies on women, which I'm going to share more in a minute. I'm only 5'2". Oh my God. Well, that's probably why you've got a very tall kangaroo, my love. I freaking love it. Hey, Rachel. Rachel, welcome. Nervous system protection. Part of this protection actually is of the nervous system, my love. Is that you, Rachel? Because when your field is solid, and what I mean by that is your energy field is solid. When it is solid, it's impenetrable, okay? And so it's able to protect your nervous system so that you can respond with a calmer nervous system, yeah? So your nervous system isn't under attack. Does that make sense? I mean, there's seriously that many animals for that many different jobs. So even with the level of protection, there's different types of protection. I'm just giving you some of the examples. You may specifically have an animal for you that is just about your nervous system. But having said that, all protection animals on some level are protecting your nervous system. Does that make sense? Hey, Debbie. Yes, last live. I'm so sorry. No, I'll tell you the truth. My energy is my priority, like it should be for each of you. My life force is my priority. So I'm having to readjust because I'm a single mum with twins. I have to readjust how I manage my day and where I need to be putting my energy so that I can maximize what I've come here to deliver. And it is about the women right now. Yeah, it's about the women. Working with the animals for sure, but these lives, although I love them, don't get me wrong, I also need to work after hours with clients. So this is what I mean. Sorry, I'll come back to the questions on Instagram. Okay, this feels amazing. Thank you. Oh, my pleasure, Catriona. My pleasure, sister. Eagles, kookaburras, owl, turtle. I love that. I'm not quite sure why you're saying all that, except that all those animals are there. Spiders. Been helping. Oh, amazing. Spoken with such conviction and passion. Thanks, Beck. Look, this is just, it's in my bones, and it's actually in everyone's bones. So my bones are pretty bing, 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 bing. I can't escape my bones. Yes, nervous system protection with kangaroo. Fantastic. Prioritize my energy. Yeah, look, it really is just about having to just make decisions that are going to support how I can invest in the women. So what I mean by that, yeah, I love working with men. It's not that I stop working with men, but I have a very sacred connection when I work with women, and I'm guided to work with women and share a lot more sacred knowledge, as well as support them in being able to take their life to the next level, so that they can work with the sacred knowledge, so that they can, work with the animals is just one aspect, but there's so many parts to being a human on this earth. And, working with the women, it's not that men do not have a role on this earth, because we are working side by side, guys. It's not about that. But women have the opportunity, because we bleed, we detox every month. We have the way of being able to work with our intuition a lot more naturally than most men. We have access to gifts, and these gifts need to come online. And it's just been so loud, not only in my dreams, but also in many other, I do a lot of ceremony in many of my practices, that it's now about the women, so that I can support the women, so that they can support, the men in their lives, or they can, do whatever they need to do in their own lives. But it's time. Like, it's time. The climate that we're living in is not going to change. What needs to change is us. Yeah, we're the ones that we've been waiting for. Everybody says that, but it's actually the truth. Hopi prophecy, it's the truth. We've been waiting for us. And I had a vision, seriously, I think I shared it like a year ago, of us all holding hands. Each of us have something to share with another, to support each other. Yeah, nobody's meant to be doing this alone. And so if you feel called to do something, follow it. And so I'm called now to work with the women. So if you're feeling that, please reach out to me. If you want to work with me, I'm here to work with all the ladies. Right. So let me just go through my beautiful Instagram family so I don't miss out on your comments, because you guys are just awesome. And look, I'm not disappearing. I just won't be doing these lives. Let's see. Hey, Casper, gorgeous lady. Thanks for Mind Light. Cannot wait to hear more about your circles. Cannot wait to see you working magic in person again. Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, getting in contact with me, because circles are starting up again, my love. The feathered fox. I had a drawing of my spirit animal. Apart from the elephant, I had a python named Siri wrapped around my waist at the root chakra. I love that. I absolutely love that. See, that's the thing. These animals choose to position themselves in very specific spots. If you can get really connected to the locations that they're choosing, not the place that we're choosing, the place that they're choosing, that's part of adding, an extra level of strength, but also a level of healing that we may not be aware of. Yeah, there's just so many layers to what these animals want to do. Oh, wonderful if you're in Melbourne. Awesome. Come join me, love. Come and join me. Happy for you to be focused on your direction. Oh, thank you, Mind Light. Yeah, thank you. I've loved these Tuesdays. I love contact. Even though I much prefer doing a lot of this in person. Those who knew me, I used to run workshops for years, and I just love working with people in person. But we're online now, so this is the middle ground, so to speak. But I so hope at some point we can all be doing this in the physical one day. Rainbow love. I've been seeing a lot of red kites and wagtails. Wow, wonderful stuff. But what are they trying to tell me? They're so different. Yeah, they're absolutely so different. Absolutely so different. When I connect in with wagtails, there's a reason they're called wagtails, and there's a reason this bird struts its stuff. It's almost, doing it in such a soft and gentle, I'm not going to say suggestive, but invitation way to look at your masculinity. And I know that might sound like, look at that manly part of you. That's not what I'm referring to. That's absolutely not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to the masculine part of yourself, where you take action, where you move in the world. It's everything that's related to the left side of our brain, our logical side, our thinking side. That's the masculine side. Wagtail invites us to look at our masculine, yeah, but look at it from really soft perspective, a loving perspective. And the fact that wagtails love to show off, it's part of it. Yeah, it's part of it. It's part of owning our masculinity. Everybody's got a masculinity. It doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman. We've all got it. So wagtail invites you to do that, my love. Red kite is completely different. Red kite, let me see if there's anything specific. What I'm getting shown is, okay, cool. Every time you see a red kite, there's actually a specific message. So you're seeing a lot of red kites. Are you noticing like what you see quite afterwards, like not what quite afterwards, sorry, soon afterwards, because the red kite is trying to connect you with a specific message. And I can work with you on that. I'm not getting the specific message as such, because each time it has been slightly different. But the red kite is calling your attention to look at what comes afterwards or what has come slightly before. Yeah, it's like a message. It's getting you to look at the message. Yeah, so Wagtail was very specific about your masculinity. Red kite is actually getting you to look at the message. It's like, hello, pay attention to what you just saw, or hello, pay attention to what you're about to see. Does that make sense? That is what Red Kite wanted. Hello, Sunny Mace. Gosh, I love you. Hi, Dahlia. Harvey Dog says hi. Hey, Harvey. Hi, Harvey Dog. Boris Dog says hi. I love you guys. What does an unidentifiable black animal mean in a dream? Great question. So you couldn't work out, I'm assuming, what that animal was, but it was black. I get straight away it's shadow. Like it is your shadow. That's what I'm getting. If you can work out what animal it is, then maybe it gives you some indication of what the shadow is, what you're being shown about the shadow. But if you don't know what animal it was, I'm like what I'm hearing, I always hear on my right ear. Yeah, that spirit, it's your shadow. So it depends on the context of the dream. One of the things I do, guys, is I love decoding dreams for people who wonder. So you're more than welcome to reach out for me to do that. What will you be doing for women? Will it be for new mums? Oh, great question. It can be for new mums. It's essentially any woman that feels the call to work with me. But it's a combination of many sacred practices that have been shown to me over the last 15 years, as well as what's come to me in dreams, as well as supporting whatever is going on for the women or the woman that I'm working with, because we've all got stuff we need to navigate through so that we can reach, you know, not only the level of potential we've come in to reach, but also so we can work with the sacred things that I've been shown. One of my deepest and most sacred passions is the medicine wheel. If you've heard about that or you are curious about that, please reach out to me, because that is just something that lights me up beyond words, and that is part of what I want to share with all the women. So the women that work with me, they get to know the medicine wheel. They get to know how they can work with the medicine wheel at home and how they can then implement that in their day-to-day life. Yeah, that's part of the stuff that I love to do, but it's not all. Like, it just covers so many bits and pieces, and I reckon I'll end up sharing more online. But yeah, I would go by what you feel. If you feel a pull, just reach out to me and we can talk about it further. Because this stuff is just so sacred, I'll probably limit what I even say online. Yeah. But it is potent stuff. Bring on the ladies. You said it, woman. Would love to learn more about your upcoming journey. Oh, thank you. Look, I will be posting. Look, my bigger vision is at some point to have a network of women connected. When I say network, sorry, that sounded businessy. That's not what I mean. It's almost like a group of women connected. I don't know what that looks like yet. It is just part of my vision. That is where it would all lead. But for the moment, it's working the one-on-ones and women's circle in person. So would love a reading, Alley Cat. You'll have to reach out to me, my love, for a reading. I also would love to know if any of my animals come through. Just Catten. Oh, sorry, my love. I've finished with the readings tonight, but please do reach out to me for a reading. I still continue with those. I had a crazy dream about a killer whale the other night. The wolf of the sea, Casper. The wolf of the sea. You're not the first person to ask me about killer whale. And it is interesting. It is very interesting because the energy of killer whale is polar opposite to, let's say, a normal blue whale, a sperm whale, a humpback whale. They're called the wolves of the sea for a reason. They're considered actually dangerous. I don't like using that word because I think that's misused, but it is an animal that you don't mess with. Yeah. And they work as a freaking potent team, like a group of wolves, like a tribe of wolves, you know. It's the same concept. These guys are potent when they work together, and they annihilate anything in their path. So feel free to reach out if you want me to work through on that. Do I have tiger as my power animal? Oh, Alley Cat. I cannot tell you that right now, my love. You'll have to reach out. I just did an artwork with wagtails. Of course you did, Sunny Mace. You are the most gifted, one of the most gifted artists I've ever met. Thank you for all your beautiful comments. What's this? Rachel Magic. Eagle Condor has been with me lately. 2 eagles were dancing above me over my house yesterday after feeling their energy around me strongly. I love that. I love that so much. So much. You know, we're, like I said, the times that we're in are freaking insane, and the animals will do their best to draw us into looking at something differently. Yeah. And so if you have anything to do with birds of prey, not only is there an invitation to look at things with eagle eye perspective, the other lady, it was the red hawk, to get her to look at the message. It's something about looking. Yeah. Something about seeing things in a different way, getting you to look at things from a higher perspective. That's a very high level message. There's always much more depth, but there's a real possibility in being able to change how we see things and change our perspective so that we get the golden nuggets that is in all of this chaos. Yeah. Wow, this is why I love you. I love you too. Thank you. All of what you said completely relates to what is happening with me at the moment. Oh, thank you. My pleasure. Look, I'm here. I'm here for you, you lovely ladies. It has been an absolute pleasure, you know, working with you guys this way. Don't think that it ends. You know, I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. And those that have worked with me before know I don't mess around. And so when I say it's all about the women, I fucking mean it. Okay, I fucking mean it. And it is time. It's really, really time. Having said that, I know the period that we're coming into is I'm going to say is going to try and throw us off track. And the energies, the astrology, the the circumstances we're going to have to navigate is going to require us to step into something new. And it's going to take leadership. It's going to take sisterhood. It's going to take commitment to doing the work. We can't ignore the addictions we've had up until now. We can't ignore the habits that have stopped us from moving forward. You can try and do that. You can try and stay comfortable, but freaking hell, spirit will, I used to laugh about this, spirit will whip you. No, that's not what I mean. But you'll call in a tower moment, you know? Yeah, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. Sorry. I had a frog in my throat there for a second before. But yeah, it's time, guys. It's really time. We can't be complacent anymore. Otherwise, why are we here? And look, I've had to navigate with my freaking twins. It's fucking hardcore. And I've had to make some really tough decisions on where my priorities lie. So not only I can show up for them, but I can show up for me, and I can show up for the women. Everybody's got to make those choices. Everybody's got to be discerning about where they put their energy. Where are they sharing more than what they're receiving? Where are they giving and not receiving that reciprocated energy? That's what I mean by discernment, boundaries, all of that. There's a time to have gotten away with that. That was in the past. Can't get away with it anymore. We just can't. If you want to, you can, and you'll just suffer. Like, this is the thing. I'm seeing people suffer everywhere. People who are asleep, they're freaking suffering, you know, and my heart goes out to them. But they're being pushed to wake up and take steps they've never taken before and step out of a comfort zone that they've been really comfortable in. That takes courage. It really does take courage. But I know if you've been following me or you've been on any of my lives, then there's a part of you that's already doing this. There's a part of you that's open to what's possible. You've had a taste of it on some level in your life. So don't hold back, guys. Yeah, don't hold back. My nan used to say she had a frog in her throat. Oh. Rabbit. I love frogs. All right, beautiful people. Take care. Sorry, what's this? Ever since my friend passed away almost a year ago, December 30, I have lizards coming to me all the time. Wow. Tabitha, thank you so much for sharing. You know, the spirit world is not just the animals, the spirit animals, all our loved ones, all our animals that have passed over. This is the dream time. Yeah, there is the real world. Spirit is the real world. So the fact that you see lizards all the time is, yeah, okay. So absolute confirmation. Your friend's never left. Yeah, your friend's actually never left. Yeah, she left the physical body, and that's what we struggle with as humans. because we're left with an empty space, so to speak. But she's been communicating with you with these beautiful lizards. And so there's also an invitation for you to explore that. Ask, because you'll start to hear words. You know, I go here only because it's your third eye, but you actually hear them in your ear. You hear them on one side of your brain. It's usually the right, if it's spirit. Left is usually the ego. But there are words that can come with these lizards, yeah? These lizards have more than just a symbology, is what I'm getting, okay? So feel free to reach out if you've got any questions, but yeah, there's a special connection, especially because you had with this beautiful friend. All right, beautiful people, keep pushing. Thanks, Casper. Much love. Love you all. Take care of yourselves out there. Be gentle. Stay centered as much as possible. And like I said, reach out to me. Follow my posts when I post. And let's do this. Mwah. Have a beautiful night. You guys rock. I was talking with the ducks. Yes, talk with the ducks. Talk with the animals, guys. Don't hold back. Talk with your animal kin, your companion animals. They understand. They may not, quote unquote, speak English, okay? But the way it's received for them, they receive it in the way they need to understand, and they can communicate back, okay? Telepathy is real. Like I said, if you want to learn more, reach out to me. Mwah. Take care, beautiful souls. You guys are awesome.